So I just came in from outside after planting a bunch of flowers and playing in my garden. And I was just sitting here thinking about how trauma got me to where I am today. Like the things that I went through in life completely broke me, but it also was that like stepping stone that got me to where I am today. And had I not gone through the things that I had gone through, like I wouldn't be doing what I do today, life coaching and speaking and writing books. Like all of that came out of my past that I was totally ashamed of and didn't want anyone to know about and tried to avoid. And when I finally started getting healing, which was when I was 30 years old, I went to drug rehab. And so the ways that other people like act out is not the way that maybe you act out. But for me, like, because I didn't deal with my trauma, I turned to drugs and I turned to men, and I ended up having mental illness as a result, and a lot of shame and a lot of pain. And, it took me hitting rock bottom like quite a few times before I actually finally was like, okay, I surrender, like I need help. And I was just sitting here thinking about different traumas and how they made me act out, but then what I had to do in order to get the healing that I needed. And my story can sound extreme to other people. And sometimes you might be like, oh, my trauma's not as bad as hers, or the way I acted out is nothing like that, so she probably can't help me. And it's just one of those things that we never want to fall into, like, especially comparison of our trauma. Like, the things you've gone through, I probably couldn't have gone through. The things I have gone through, maybe you couldn't have gone through, or maybe we have very similar ones, but there's no trauma like, oh, this is worse than yours, or mine is less than yours. It's not about that. Like, our pain is our pain, and the things that we have struggled with have been our struggles, but there's healing for everybody. And so, I just want to encourage you that, if your trauma is holding you back, if the things in your past are holding you back from being all that you are called to be or all that you dream of being, get help. Get healing. Get clean and sober. Like, leave the relationship. Whatever you have to do to get the healing that you need. There's AA, NA, there is counselors, there's church, there's the Bible, there's, Christian counseling, there's life coaching, like whatever. Do whatever you have to do so that you can get past your past and actually get on with living your present, because it's such a good life. Like, I am about to celebrate 19 years clean and sober as of tomorrow. And it has gone by so fast. Like, yes, it didn't go by fast, like, as I was actually healing. But now looking back on it, I'm like, how in the world has it already been 19 years? How am I old enough to be 19 years clean and sober? Like, really? Well, I just had a birthday, so I know how old I am. But geez Louise, like, I was 30 when I went into rehab. And now I'm just celebrated 49 years old. And so it's just crazy. Like, thank God he brought me to a place of total brokenness where I like really, really, really needed help. Like, I couldn't deny it back then. Like, back then, I was in an abusive marriage, and I was very mentally ill on several different types of pills. I had been a drug addict for 16 years, sex addict also, and I was a total mess. I had so much shame, and I was just a chameleon. Like, I didn't really know who I was, because I would just be all things to all people, and like be a certain way with this person, a certain way with that person, just trying to get people to love me or like me and not leave me. And now I have been married for 12 years to a super duper nice, godly husband that's like really nice and really funny, and I just really love being married. Thank God he gave me another chance to be able to do this again and actually get it right. And now I live in the country, and I have farm animals, and I have raised garden beds, and like, I have a peaceful life. And no, my life isn't perfect, because nobody's life is perfect, but I really like my life, and I'm super glad that I finally faced my traumas and got the healing that I needed, and now I help others do the same. And so I would love to be able to help you, and I just don't want you to compare your trauma to mine and feel like either I haven't gone through what you've gone through and I wouldn't understand, and or your trauma is not as bad, so maybe you don't need help like somebody else. And so no matter what it is, your trauma is your trauma, and you can get the help that you need so that you can have the life that you actually dream of having. And I would love to be able to help you. It doesn't take as long to heal as you think, especially when you're just ready to face things head on and do the work. It really doesn't take that long. So anyways, I'm available and whatever. I just hope that you're inspired by this video and get some hope and just maybe have a new person to reach out to. So anyways, have a super awesome day. Bye.